can hear me now. Great. Okay, good. So you guys share this out, and we're gonna be getting started like right after the golden goes off. Hey, hey. Stephanie says she'll try to view it on her phone. Hey, Veronica. Hey, Sister Lydia. Oh, hey, Sister Hope. So today is an absolutely beautiful day. We're going to have an amazing time here in this masterclass. So I'm so excited that you guys are here with me. So top of the morning to you, Miss Mabel. Hey, hey, hey. So we're going to be living our life like we're golden, right? No more pain, no more sadness, no more disappointment, no more of any of those things. Today is about reclaiming. Today is about stepping out. Today is about going into our next best level. That's what we're about, right? So I am so excited to have you all with us today. This is going to be a jam-packed session. Absolutely jam-packed session, right? And so I definitely want to thank you guys for stepping up and stepping into your own. So each one of you all is investing your time right now into creating your next best level, right? You are directing your energy specifically on ideas, skills, and the acquiring of knowledge that's going to help you enact some new ways of thinking, some new ways of being, some new ways of doing, so that you can start to see more of what you want to see happen in your life. All right, so I want you all to definitely share in where you are joining us from. Remember, I am deeply into the metaphysical and the esoteric properties of our universe. And so every time that we come together, we are going to literally set the web. We are going to build our cocoon of energy. So I want to know where you're joining us from. And as we say, imagine that there is a string literally going from you all the way to your sister, right? So we're going from Michigan to Miss Cassandra in Tampa, Florida. We got Florida over to Memphis, Tennessee, right? So each and every time that you all share with us where you're joining us from, we are going to be building our web, building our cocoon, okay? So now Tennessee over to Kentucky, Kentucky over to Missouri, Missouri over to back to Michigan. I know we have some folks in different parts of Michigan as well. So can you feel the energy? Feel it building. Feel it building. All right. Missouri over to Trenton. Trenton over to Virginia. Virginia over to Berkeley, Michigan. Berkeley, Michigan over to Sacramento, California. Feel the energy, right? So we got California, Michigan, Virginia, Trenton, New Jersey, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee. Georgette is coming from Georgia, maybe. So each and every place that you are calling out, we are now sending energy to that space, and we are now also receiving energy from that space. All right, from that space. Georgette is from California. All right, awesome. All right, so that's what we want to do. And this is very important, that we want to start to build sisterhood, build the connections, even when you don't understand exactly how they're being made. All right, so today I'm going to go into a powerful presentation. Some of you all may have seen some of this presentation in other spaces before. If you've seen part of what I'm going to be teaching you all today in another space, what I want for you to start doing is to dissect what I'm actually teaching, so that you can see how you can begin to do your own trainings, your own webinars, and model what I'm doing for your business. You guys getting me with that? So every single time you come into a training, you come into a workshop, you need to come into those workshops with multiple things on your head so that you can get the maximum amount of benefit from being there. right? I'm going to teach you some powerful techniques that sometimes it may take you 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 times to hear in order to actually get them, okay? And that's okay. It's okay for it to maybe take that long of a time. All right. So you want to start while you're seeing me do things, while I'm training, while I'm sending out messages, while you're receiving emails. You want to start to look at how does this business work that Zarinah is doing, and how can I use this model in what I want to do as well. Okay. All right. Good morning. How about down here in Australia? Can you reach this far? Yes. We can definitely reach all the way into Australia. I have a really good girlfriend that went to college with me that moved to Australia maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I forgot what city she's in, but she absolutely loves it, and it's on my list, Miss Catherine Jones. So yes, we can definitely reach all the way down to Australia. All right, so feel the love. Let's take it in. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Take a deep breath. Exhale. All right. So we are now in our cocoon. We are now in our space. So let me jump over to the slides. You guys can hear me. You all can see me. Now I need to make sure that you all can also see my slides. So I'm going to share my screen and just type in that you can see it when it comes up so I know everything is working A-okay. All right. Okay, so you should see my slides now in a moment, I think. Share your screen. Yes, this one. Share. Almost. Can you see it? Not yet. Can you see it? I don't see it. Let me see. I'm going to share it again. I'm going to do it again. Share. Can you all see the slides? Let me know if you all can see the slides. I know you can see me down here, but can you also see the presentation? Let me know so I know why I'm not talking too long and then it's like, dang, nobody even was looking at the slides. Okay, thank you, Cassandra. Thank you. Yes, Stephanie, not yet. So it should be coming. If Cassandra can see it, and okay, great. You guys can see it now. Awesome. All right, so we're good. We're good to go. Yay. Everybody can see what they need to see. Thank you. Thank you all. Okay, so today is called Goldmine Within, and we're going to be talking about how you can take what you know and make your first $25,000 in a way that feeds your soul, all right? Even if you don't know how to get started. All right. So as I always say, you need to be focused. You need to be dedicated. You need to be committed to the long-term process that you're going after, right? And so you being here right now is a step in the direction that you want to go in. So it is incumbent upon you to do your best, even right now in this space that we have. You are investing your time. Make sure that you're not sidetracking your success, even in the space of right now, by trying to check Facebook, by trying to answer your calls, by trying to do X, Y, and Z. Put your distractions aside and get a little bit selfish for a moment, right? You know, Zarinah is here right now, putting 2 hours of time into you all. I'm going to be answering your questions, talking to you about your businesses. So you want to make sure that you get the most out of it. So you can't do that if you're trying to do 1,000,001 things. All right. You got to be focused. All right. So I know that a lot of us are professional women that are looking to have more fulfillment in our life. And if that's you, let me know. Like if you're a professional woman, yet you do very well at your job, however, it's just not feeding your soul all the way. You know, there are some gaps in there that you want to fill, right? And a lot of us have been taught that in order for us to be happy, all we had to do was go to school, get a great job, and get benefits, and then we would be so happy in life. That's all you need is a great job and benefits. And so many of us have fallen into that trap. Now, more and more women are coming into the realization that entrepreneurship is a space that can literally turn their entire life around. So there have been some 328 million women starting or running a business in like 38, or I should say 83 economies. And this is according to the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. All right. So these women are creating millions of jobs, generating trillions of dollars in revenue, and transforming countless lives. All right. So now the big corporations, they often want you to think that you need tons of venture capital or you need a specific fancy degree in order for you to be successful, right? In order for you to be successful. And what I'm here to say is that they are absolutely wrong. What I'm going to show you today is how we're going to bust through that myth and how you right now have within you the seeds, the talents, the skills, the somewhat know-how to actually start a business that can feed you. All right, that can feed you. So today's presentation is for three types of women. It's for three types of women. It is for those of you who are beginners, those of you who just have an idea and you, I would say even some of you don't have an idea yet. You just have a dream. How many of you are in that dream phase? Like you have a dream, but you don't even have a really idea yet. You don't know how it's going to come about, but you know you want to start a business. So raise your hand if that's you, right? Raise your hand if that's you. You want to start a business, but you're not quite sure what to do yet, all right? Now, some of you all have an idea that you are thinking about pursuing, but you haven't necessarily done the market research, the background information, the laying of the foundation for that business, okay? So you either have just a dream or you have an idea, right? But you haven't really done everything to get that idea solidified yet. And then the third type of person that this presentation is for those of you who perhaps have a business, but your business is not a freedom business. And I'll tell you more about exactly what a freedom business is coming up. Okay, so it's three types of ladies that I am particularly interested in. Those of you who have a dream, you want to go after it, but you don't know how yet. Those of you who have an idea, right? But we got to get it solidified and make sure it's a popping idea. And those of you who have had a business, but perhaps there's something missing where it's not yet a freedom business. All right. Sister Lydia said number 2 and 3. All right. Sister Shahida, hey Shahida, said over the years, my ideas have gone to the dream zone. How many of us has that happened to? How many of us has that happened to? Where you have an idea, ideas come and go, you got all these ideas, but then life sets in the way and they get kind of pushed to the back. They get pushed to the back. So that's a place where we definitely want to break out of. We want to break out of that. All right. So, we talked about those 328 million women-owned businesses, right? The sad thing is that 8 out of 10 businesses actually fail. 8 out of 10 businesses fail. And I didn't make this stat up. It's not just something I pulled out the air, not something I pulled out my head, right? Just 8 out of 10. No, this is a stat that came from Bloomberg. And, 80% of entrepreneurs who set out to create a business end up failing. Now, I don't mean that they just failed without trying. I mean, oftentimes they set out to create this business, but for whatever reason, they did not succeed, right? And so what I'm doing for you today is to teach you how you can be one of those 2 people that actually break out of that. And so a lot of us rush into entrepreneurship thinking we know what we're supposed to be doing. Got to get my logo. I got to get this full 50-page business plan done. I got to get my website up. And so you have these ideas of what you think starting a business looks like. And those ideas oftentimes have you directing your energy to the wrong places. So you end up spinning your wheels, wasting time, wasting money on things that are actually not going to move the needle in your business. So what I'm doing right now is I always say, think of a slingshot. A lot of what I'm going to be teaching you today is literally pulling you back. If you think about a slingshot, right? In order for the ball, in order for that knot to go far, you have to first do what? You got to pull it back, right? So you pull it back. You create the tension within. And then with the potential there, you let it go and it flies. So some of what I'm going to be doing today may seem as though I'm slowing you down, but in actuality, what I'm doing is I'm increasing your potential so that when we do let you go super far. All right, you guys with me on that? So if you guys are down for that so far, say, hey, I'm down. I'm down. I want to be far. I want to be that slingshot. Bring my potential in, Z. Do what you got to do. I'm down. I'm ready. I'm here. That's the kind of energy that I want you to have. I want you to be ready for yourself. Step up for yourself. Like, I cannot have a bigger vision for you than you have for yourself. You might lean into what I'm doing in the beginning, but eventually you got to start to build up your energy, right? You got to build it up because this is going to be your baby. This is going to be your 25,000. This is going to be your 50,000, your life. Okay, Veronica's down, Sister Mary's down, Sister Zenoria's down, Sister Stephanie's down. Slingshot for life, baby. I love that. Keedra's down. Hope is down. Cassandra's down. Sister Lydia's down. Amina's down. Camillea's down. Betty's down. Slingshot for life. All right. So I also have some prizes. How many of you guys are so excited about the prizes? Those of you who are just joining us today, this is your first day being with me. Some ladies have been with me for the last 4 days because we've been in this gold mine within. And so you're going to get a full recap today. So don't worry if you missed out of the other 4 days. But some of them have been here for the whole 4 days. So they have been taking action every single day. They have been posting up a prayer. They have been talking about their core genius areas. They have been doing some personal inventories and doing a joy review on those things that light them up, those things that make them excited, those things that just bring happiness to them, okay? They have been in the lab. They've been doing some work. And so I'm going to reward them for actually doing that work. So at the end, I'm going to be offering you all 3 prizes. So Leslie went through all of your take action posts, all the hashtags, everything, and she selected those of you who have been really showing up, showing out, typing in with both hands, you know, vigorously typing in with both hands and making it happen. So we are rewarding you all for actually doing good for yourself. So I always say, like, where does that happen? That you actually get rewarded for doing something great for yourself. So that's what we're doing here at Enliven, y'all. So y'all happy about that? You're excited about the prizes? So make sure, you stay to the end. We're going to talk about those. All right. So my thing for you today is just to recognize that you are literally sitting on a gold mine, that all you have within you right now is enough to build a freedom business for yourself, okay? So all you need to do is have the energy, the gumption, the perseverance to dig it up, right? So gold is within. Gold is precious. Just don't sit on the surface. You got to actually go in and dig that gold up. You got to dig it up. So I need you all to understand that if you can dream it, like Walt Disney said, you can do it. If you can dream it, you can do it. So type in, I can do it. I can do it. I know you may have been afraid in the past. Yesterday, we did a beautiful warm seat, hot seat, love seat with Miss Betty, right? Betty and Hope. Betty and Hope. Thank you so much. Thank you, for real. Leslie just saved my life. Thank you so much. Because my throat was like, so thank you, Leslie. All right, so yes, Lydia's like, I can do it. So we had a beautiful hot seat, love seat with Betty. And Betty talked about some of the fears, right? Starting to feel like, can I actually build and lead the demand? Can I fulfill the demand that may come with my business? Some of us are subconsciously actually afraid of success. How many of you have actually been afraid of success? You may be afraid of failure, but some of us are actually sometimes afraid of success, right? Afraid of success. And part of that is because we have some ideas that is different, ideas that we can't do it. So today I'm going to be teaching you 3 secrets on how you can build your gold mine. All right. Secret number 1 is that I'm going to show you how to go against the old school business myths and prove them all wrong. I'm going to show you how to guess the old school business myths and prove them wrong. Secret number 2 is that I'm going to show you how your experiences and your skills are literally a gold mine. You do not need an extra certification. You can get started right now. Okay. Secret number 3 is that I'm going to show you how to make money quickly when you understand how it fits, how the idea fits into the culture of the world. All right, I'm going to show you that. So those are what my promises are to you today. So Blante says, yes, I've been afraid of success. Yeah. Sister Lydia said, I think that's what it has been, thinking what I offer is not valuable enough. Yeah. A lot of us, you're not alone. If you've ever been afraid of success or failure, know that you are not alone. Release that burden. Don't feel bad about it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Recognize that you are a part of a bigger thing. That fear that you feel is normal. It is absolutely normal. Are we going to stay with that? No, we're not going to stay there. All right. So I deem what we are in right now as women as a state of emergency, right? As a state of emergency. And this is because, as I mentioned earlier, so many of us were taught that fairy tale that once you go to school, once you get go to college, you graduate, you get great jobs, you get benefits, and you're going to be happy for the rest of your life. But so many of us are feeling that we're caught in the hamster wheel of life. We are caught in these systems that are not feeding our soul. So yes, I have a job. Yes, I have money. Yes, I have the houses. Yes, I have the, everything that I need materially. Yes, I'm fine in that way. But dang, what is it that's missing, right? What is it that's missing? So our inner lives look like this. Our inner lives feel chaotic. Our inner lives feel like we're all over the place. It literally seems like we are trying to do every single thing all at once. We're trying to juggle everything all at once. And so now studies are being done on why are women so unhappy? Why are women so unhappy when we have all of this education, when we seemingly have it all? Why are we still so unhappy? So today is really about escaping this epidemic that we find so many of us in, right? I want you to be able to grab a new life for yourself. Grab it for yourself. So people call me a reinvention strategist. I hear that a lot. Like, Z, you always reinventing yourself and helping other people reinvent themselves. So I am a reinvention strategist. And what that means is that I believe that you have the right to design your life exactly the way that you want it to be. You are the architect of your life. You are the designer, right? You are the property brothers. You are the fix it or leave it or whatever. You are all those shows on HGTV that you guys are watching all the time. You are that architect that gets to come in and design your life exactly the way that you want it to be. Okay, so I'm a reinvention strategist, but I have come from a variety of different places in my life. I am one of those people who has always kind of been on the edge, if you will. I've always kind of been on the edge. I went to school for computer science at Howard University in Washington, D.C., the Mecca. And when I was in school for computer science, I was great at it. I won't say I was great at it. I'll say I was good enough. I was good enough. I worked. I had jobs. I wasn't the best in the class, but I wasn't the worst. I was just good enough at it. And I got tons of job offers when it was time for me to leave school. So imagine everybody's surprise when I tell them that I'm not going to take my job offer. It was at Merck, Pennsylvania, in the pharmaceutical company. I was like, I'm not going to take the job offer, $55,000, with benefits and all this stuff. I was like, I'm going to go travel. and I'm going to move around and go to the Peace Corps. So when I told people that, they were like, this chick off her rockers. Like, she's crazy. Who does that? You know, so I was starting to make decisions for myself that went against the grain. So long story, you know, I ended up going to Egypt, and I lived in Egypt for a year. I studied Arabic and I taught English as a second language. And that experience for me literally transformed the way I saw the world. You know, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, which is like one of the blackest cities in the nation, right? So I was accustomed to being around just my people. I had a very diverse background, background growing up, because my family was always in different groups. So we were always sort of, you know, around other people. But I grew up with a very holistic view of who I am at my core. And so when I went to Egypt in Africa and I started experiencing racism and experiencing all these other things, I was like, wow, this world is so different. It's so beautiful, but there are so many different ways of thinking and believing and doing. And so I really got interested in culture. I really got interested in how people take their lives and create them. What are the things that make us happy? What are the things that fulfill us? I really got really interested in that. And so coming back to the States, I took a position in international development. I was working in Sierra Leone. How many of you all know where Sierra Leone is? Sierra Leone is like, do you guys know where Sierra Leone? Some of you all may have heard of the movie Blood Diamonds, which was like a horrific depiction of a civil war that happened in Sierra Leone. So I worked in Sierra Leone, which is like a West African country, and I worked there literally like soon after the Civil War ended. So I was there on the ground looking literally, this is after everything was sort of calm and peace, but I was looking at the remnants of what happened in that area, right? And so I literally saw babies with their arms and stuff cut off, like amputees, people telling me stories about how their whole family was killed, all of these orphans. My job was to go into the country, into our home office, and rebuild the morale there, because there had been so much that had been shut down. Rebuild the morale there. And what I learned in that experience was resilience. And this resilience is something that I bring into my businesses right now. You have got to be resilient. No matter what has happened in your life in the past, no matter what experiences, horrific they may be, that have come either through your doing or someone else's doing, you have got to develop the spirit of resilience. But the other thing that I learned in Sierra Leone was that you are resilient, but you're also forgiving. You are also forgiving. They literally took back the people who had created those atrocities back into the villages, back into the neighborhoods, right? They recognized the bigger picture of what was happening, and they didn't put it just on the individual. So you too have to be forgiving of those people who have wronged you, but also forgiving of yourself. If you're holding on to anything right now, feeling bad that you've made some type of mistake in your life, you feel bad that you aren't at the place that you thought you were going to be in your life right now. You feel bad that you're stuck in a job that you don't really like. You know, you feel bad that you started this business, but it's not really making the money that you have thought you were going to make, right? I need you to forgive yourself. I need you to understand that everything that has happened in your life up to this point led you to where you are right now. Every single bit of it, every single experience. So you have to learn how to forgive yourself. So say in here, I'm forgiving me. Right now, I know it's going to be difficult. I know it's going to take time, but I want you to plant that seed of forgiveness for yourself right now when you are embarking upon this journey, because you got to start forgiving yourself. Don't hold on to all of your past mistakes. All right. So those are some of the things that I learned in Sierra Leone that I look back on now, and I realize how God was planting seeds in me all along for the things that I do today. So when I came back from Sierra Leone, I would go back and forth, back and forth. And I ended up marrying this beautiful man on the screen here. This is my husband, Dr. Naeem. He's a psychologist, so he's all up in the mind, right? But Halim is a tree. Halim is someone that really is rooted into the actual ground of where we are, right? Where we are. And I am a bird. I'm the one that's always flying, going. I got to travel all the time, right? But when I married him, I tried to become a tree. I tried to be like him because he was stable. He was doing his thing. I thought that's what a new wife was supposed to do, try to do the things that he wanted to do. And so over a span of time, we've been married now 13 years, and he would be like, you should know exactly, but like about 13 and a half years we've been married. I learned that I'm not a tree. I'm not a tree, right? I tried to be normal. I tried to be like the normal way of living. You go to 9 to 5 and blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't fit me. It doesn't fit me. And so I ended up learning how to say, this is who I am. I'm willing to step into my own box, and I'm going to have to design my life the way I want it to be. So how many of you all have tried to be a tree or a bird or something else that you thought you were supposed to be because that's what the role kind of looked like for you? That's what you thought you were supposed to do, right? That's what you felt it was supposed to happen. So I tried to do that. I tried to be normal. I got a job in a university. I was working. I was doing great stuff, but I really felt stifled. Like, I was doing some really great things out in the community, but it just wasn't me all the way. So when I got pregnant with my second son, I was like, I'm done. I'm done, dude. I'm not going back to that job anymore. It's over. I'm done with that. And so what I did then was I said, okay, this is what I'm embarking into this new realm. How can I do something for myself? Because when you ever decide that you want to become like a housewife or something, some of you all, it works great for you. More power to you. High five. For me, it didn't really work well for me long term. So I started like thinking about what else could I do? And here's what happened. Let me let you in on a secret. Here's exactly what happened. I started listening. I started listening to what people were asking me for. I started listening to the requests that were coming in for me. I started listening and reading all the emails where people would ask me a question. And so I noticed that people were asking me about publishing because I had published a book. People were asking me about head wraps because I did a lot of head wraps and things. And so when I started listening, I recognized that, whoa, I got some like stuff in here in myself that I could begin to monetize, right? I have some things that I am already doing right now that I could turn into streams of income. So I started my publishing company. I started my head wrapping company. And now everything that I'm doing now is because people asked me for this. This training didn't just come up because Zarinah thought one day, like, I'm just going to teach women how to start a business. Like, I never thought I would be into business coaching or anything. I'm only doing this because people asked me for it. So you too have to learn how to begin to inquire into yourself and think about, what are people asking me for? What do they need from me? And those are going to be sort of the seeds that God has planted in you that can become the businesses for you, the blooming, right? You guys with me? Amina's like, yep, me. Yes, you guys got it. Blante said, my mom pushed nursing, but I should have gone to art school. Brenda is forgiving herself. Shahida says, yes, I did. I always had multiple skills and forced myself to focus on one all the time. Zenoria, I tried, but I am a maverick. Brenda, I'm forgiving. Okay, welcome everybody. Okay, I'm really happy that you guys are resonating. And one, I'm kind of happy to know that I'm not alone, right? So a lot of us try to put ourselves into a box. A lot of us try to be trees when we're actually birds, And so what, again, today is about reclaiming. Today is about giving yourself the permission to reinvent yourself. All right? You have that right. You have that God-given right. So I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur. I'm a creative entrepreneur. I'm a global presenter. I'm a mother. I'm an organizer. I'm a philanthropist. We have a nonprofit that feeds girls in education, not feeds food, but feeds mentally education in Sierra Leone. I'm a head rapologist. I'm your freedom business mentor, right? So I am all of that, and I will always be all of that and more. I'm not going to be in anybody's box, and you don't have to be in anybody's box either. So part of what I do is just expose you to the world, expose you to a higher vision of yourself, expose you to your dreams that you may have put back on your shelf, and help you bring those forward. So whether I'm taking a group of ladies around the world, this is us in Morocco, whether we're doing that or whether we're doing a webinar right now, my goal is always to help you have a higher vision of the world, right? A higher vision of the world and a higher vision of yourself. So I recognize that what my job is much bigger than me. It's not about me at all, right? It's actually about the we. It's about us collectively. Because if we collectively, as a sisterhood, can bring our true selves all the way to the universe, to bring our authenticity to the universe, imagine the power, imagine the transformations that we will see, not only in our families, but in our communities, and in essence, in the world. And it starts with us, each and every one of us. It starts with you making a decision that I'm going to take my life in control, and I'm going to take it in my hands. All right, so you guys with me so far? Because we're about to get into a freedom business and what a freedom business is, how what I'm talking about all leads into freedom for you. So you guys ready for this? You guys ready? Yes, Betty's like, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. All right, so a freedom business. There are 3 tenets of a freedom business. A freedom business is something that feeds your pockets, your soul, and the world, right? It feeds your pockets, your soul, and the world. I'm going to break down each of those 3 throughout the rest of this presentation today. But I want you to think about what lights you up. What are your talents? What are your abilities? What are your strengths? What are your, your God-given things that just make you unique, right? So it has to be something that's built around you, not somebody else. Built around you and your talents and your skills. Because even if you have something that you're doing that is useful to someone else, but you absolutely hate it, that's not a freedom business. That's not a freedom business, right? So here's Miss Kathy Cross. Miss Kathy Cross is she's a fabric designer. She's a fabric designer, and she was in the business, but just not getting the kind of traction that she needed, right? So we had to start to think about what are some other things that she can do. She's now in the implementation phase, and what we did with her was to help her lay out all of the different things that she does, all of the different things that light her up, all of the different ways that she could assist other people and other groups. And now, in addition to her fabric that she designs and builds these beautiful collages, we've built in a workshop structure on how to help other people bring creativity into their life in order for them to be more productive, right? So we're adding in different layers on top of what her baseline business was, okay? So you too can think about all of the skills, talents, and ideas that you have, and then start to layer in with it. You may have one idea. This is for those of you who have come in with like one idea. That idea may be golden, but it may not. So you may also want to think about how can I layer upon that, right? So now when we talk about the freedom business feeding your world, feeding the world, I always say that some of you guys really get caught up around this. I have a girlfriend that was like, Z, I can't be global. I can't make a global impact. And I said, yes, you can. If you plant a tree in your backyard, did that not contribute to the world? Did that single tree, did that not contribute to the world? So whatever you do, whether it be in your backyard, whether you choose to start a nonprofit that works globally, anything that you do of substance and of goodness is going to contribute to the beautification, the positive evolution of the world. So this is me way back, I think 2008, maybe 10 years ago, in Sierra Leone, when I held a dream party for the young ladies in Sierra Leone, our girls who get our scholarships. And one of the grandmothers gave me a live chicken. It's kind of dark, so you can't see it all the way, but she gave me this live chicken as a gift. And I literally was like so thankful for that. So I want you all also to just be able to have the ability to use your gifts to create the money to invest in the things that you want to see in the world. All right? All right. So I want you to have also freedom of structure and time. How many of you all hate putting in that notice? Can I get 2 weeks off in May because my friend is getting married. I want to go. So you got to ask for permission from somebody else. Your kid falls sick and you got to ask for permission to take off the afternoon and go pick them up and be able to take care of your responsibilities that you have to your family, right? So I want you to be able to have the freedom of time, the freedom of structure. And when you have your own business, you can indeed do that, right? You can indeed do that. So a freedom business is built around being smart with your time. All right, you guys with me on that? You with me? Because I'm getting ready to jump into some heavy stuff right now. I want to make sure you guys are with me on this freedom business stuff. So, one second, guys. Leslie, I left my cord in there, please, my computer cord. All right, so there's another tenet to a freedom business that I want to share with you guys later, but I want to make a shift right now. Because what I didn't tell you in my story earlier is that when I came back from Sierra Leone, I decided that I was going to go into anthropology. And so I did my master's in anthropology while my husband was doing his doctorate in psychology. I said, okay, I want to start studying culture. I want to see more about the world. So I did my master's in anthropology. And I always share this on every training because when you start to look at how people think and believe, you can start to infuse that into your business. Thank you so much. You can start to infuse that into your business. And that is something that's going to help you create a profitable business. All right. So in this is all going into how culture has created some lies that we have been told. Right? Culture has created some lies that we have been told, and unfortunately, many of us are actually believing these. So let me explain what I'm saying. All right, so let me give you a definition first of culture so that you get it, right? So the United Nations defines culture as a way of life of a group of people, okay? It's the beliefs, the behaviors, the values, the symbols that they accept generally without thinking about them. And these beliefs are passed along by communication and imitation from one generation to the next. So what you believe right now, what you do, how you act right now is all based upon our culture. It's all based upon the things that we have adopted. And unfortunately, many of the things that we have adopted, we accepted them without actually thinking about them. All right, without actually putting them to any type of litmus test. So how does that affect our business, right? So we have all of these old school business folks, right, that have these old school business models, and some things about business are always going to be true. Some things are always going to be true. However, some of the things that they told us were not necessarily true or are no longer necessarily true with the old school way of doing business. So we talked about the fact that you go to school, you go to college, you get a great job, you get benefits, you're going to be good, right? We talked about how that was a myth. They also tell us that it's unrealistic to start a business. Just stay put, do what you can do right now, stay with your good job, and be smart. You hear that. They also tell us that if you want to start a business, you got to be a real entrepreneur. You have to jump in feet first. You got to be willing to hustle or die, give up sleep. You hear that all the time as well. And while, yes, there may be some times that you have to pull some all-nighters and such, that whole hustle or die mentality, that ain't cool. That's not what we're about. Like, who wants to live a life like that? You've just traded one thing that you don't like for something else that you don't like, right? So no, we're not that myth out. We do not accept to that. We don't subscribe to that way of thinking. All right. So something else that they say is that it's going to take at least 3 to 5 years before your business is going to be profitable. How many of you heard that before? It's going to take you 3 or 5 years before you actually have any profits in your business. They say that a lot. I know they told me that when I was starting to do business planning courses. They were like, Zarinah, you know, it's going to take a couple of years for you to be profitable, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? That's like a deterrent, you know? So all of these things lead us feeling like we can't succeed. Like if I were to start a business, I would be literally drowning, right? But the funny thing is that so many Americans right now, and folks all over the world, so many women right now are already feeling like they're drowning. They already feel like that. You're going to school, you're going to work, you're waking up, walking around like, you know, with your great suit on, looking great, but feeling like a time bomb is about to go off, right? Feeling like you are literally a ticking bomb. So you know, and I know that your life cannot go on like that. It cannot go on like that. So we have to make a cultural shift. Today is about making that cultural shift. It's about identifying whatever cultural myths that we've been holding on to and knocking those out so that we can go to our next level. All right. So I want you to adopt a new mindset toward business. I want you to adopt the fact that, hey, it's possible. I can do this, right? I can make a difference. I can make a change in my life. So here's another example, Miss Leanna. Leanna is a teacher, and she made the bold decision this year to end her international teaching career. She was working overseas. She's teaching at an international school, right? She likes the educational field, but was feeling burnt out. So she came to me like, Z, I don't know what I can do. I don't know what I can do. So we made a whole group of lists and possibilities and things. And some of them were great ideas, but they just didn't fit her soul. And so in the end, what she decided was that she wants to still stay in education, but she wants to bring in the freedom of time, the freedom of space by being her own online educator. So she started an online education business, right? And so now she's doing something that she loves, and she allows herself to bring in the freedom of structure and time, okay? So it's possible when you start to think outside of the box. All right, so secret number 2 is that you don't need another credential or website or anything, right? What you know now is enough. Okay, so again, they say you need a proven track record, you need a blog, you need existing clients, a specialized degree, another credential. You know, you hear all of that you got to have all of these things when you want to start a business, right? You got to be a Beyonce or a Jay-Z or Tony Robbins. You have to have this huge base in order to start a business. But you, in actuality, you do not. You do not have to have a huge fan base, any of those things in order to get started now. What you have to have, though, is perseverance. What you have to have is motivation. So part of my motivation is my family. You know, I have to be able to be location independent. That's for me. I have to be able to pick up and drop and go to the school if I need to for my children at any time. And so part of my big reasoning, my why, is that I want to be able to show up in the world for my children in the way that I want to. I want to be able to be there, you know, for them. I want to also be a role model for them to see that, hey, Mom built something. I too can build something, right? So I want you to think about what is your motivation? What's your why? What's your big push? So that when the road gets bumpy, when the sea gets wavy, that you have something that you can fall back on. You have your motivation, your reason why, okay? So here is Dr. Alexandria Osborne, and her motivation was that she wanted to really start to do some things in her retirement. She wanted to do some things to share what she knew with the rest of the world. So she had moved over to Tanzania from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and she created a whole organization there. So people were what? Asking her, how did she do that? How did she move over there? How did she establish a house and all those types of things? So what did she do? She listened to what they were asking and she filled the response, right? She gave them the answer. So I'm going to always keep coming back to that, listening to what is being said sometimes to you. All right. So you have got to start thinking about where you can dig, where you can dig. I started head wrapping not because I just love it. I do just love it, but people ask me for it. So I want you to start digging. And I want to teach you about 5 key areas that you can start digging in. All right. These are 5 areas that if you start to look at these, you'll see that these are places where God has been dropping seeds in you all along. God has been dropping seeds in you all along. Think about it. Think back. You'll find that literally there are things that made no sense to you at the time, but those were some of your most powerful teaching moments in your life. All right, so here are 5 places that you can start to dig. Old jobs, things that you've done before, places that you've worked, skills that you have, whether they be hard skills or soft skills, talents that you have, things that light you up and inspire you, and things that also make you angry. Now, let me say why this last one is kind of interesting sometimes. Things that make you angry. Like when you are really frustrated that, like Keija, who is here, for example. Keija is a wonderful homeschool educator, right? I really wish that I could do some of the things that she does as far as homeschooling with her children, right? And Keija is really fed up with the current educational system, just fed up with it. That was one of the motivations for her to take her children out of it. And now she is helping other mothers, parents in general, also redirect their educational systems for their children. So that frustration, that anger that you feel around something that's happening in the world can be a place that can be the foundation of service that you provide to others. All right. Is this making sense? You guys getting it? You guys getting it? All right. So yeah, you guys are like, I get it. I get it. Awesome. So I want you to start thinking about these 5 areas that you can start to dig in. Okay. Now, you got to believe that your unique personality is a perfect fit for your Goldmine. You do not need to change, right? Your unique self, everything that makes you you is going to help set you apart from the other folks. Now, in our design lab, we do a full personal inventory because you want to start getting deeply intimate with who you are at your core. You will find that this alone is one of the most powerful things. You're talking about reinventing yourself. You got to start to know yourself intimately. Some of you guys are trying to jump into business without actually taking the time to pull yourself back. Remember, we talked about that slingshot for life. Pull yourself back a little bit so you can actually start going, right? So your uniqueness is what's going to help you set apart from other folks, okay? It's going to help you set apart from other folks. So you got to know yourself very intimately. You have to be willing to spend some time with yourself. And you'll start to see that not only those areas that you dig in, but you'll start to also learn more about your strengths. You'll start to learn more about your self-sabotaging behaviors. Some of us have been self-sabotaging ourselves for years, literally years. You'll start to learn more about that. You'll start to see where you're stunting your growth. You'll start to see the areas that can be lit up, for you, right? So for you all, recognize that taking some time to do some introspection work, taking some time to be in the laboratory of your life, right, is really what's necessary for us to go into the next way. And at the end of this, I'm going to tell you about how you can do more of that with us, right? I'm going to tell you about how you can do more of that with us. All right, so secret number 3, secret number 3 is that you can make money quickly if you know how it fits into the 4 emotional buying quadrants, right? The 4 cultural quadrants of pain. And we talked about this. Those of you who have been on here before, you've heard me speak about the fact that you are an aspirin to someone else's headache. Okay? You are the painkiller to someone else's pain. All right. So if you want to make money, and this brings me to the one freedom tenet that I didn't talk about yet, the fact that your business, your freedom business, must feed your pockets. It's not a charity. It's not a hobby. It is a business. And a successful business feeds your pockets. All right. So you have to be focused on how am I going to be lean in my business to make that green in my business. All right. So in order for you to really think about how you can start to make money quickly, I want you to be able to evaluate your idea and see how it helps the emotional pain of someone else. Now, this is what I told you all, like, we're talking about gold, the fact that you have gold within. So you have to be able to tell, though, is that idea, are those things that you're thinking about real gold, or is it fool's gold, right? So there is something called fool's gold, which is on the screen. It looks like gold. People were fooled by this and during the gold rush, but it actually was not gold, okay? So we have to think about how your idea fits into the cultural way of life so that you can then move on to your feeding of your pockets. Okay. So here are 4 of the money quadrants. Now, 4 of the money quadrants. These quadrants are not about you. These quadrants are not about you. These are about your client, your customer. Okay? These are about how are they feeling emotionally at this moment? How are they in pain? What is going on in their life that they're trying to get solved? So if your business can tap into the emotional need of one of these 4 areas, then those are the areas in which people will pay you faster to get out of the pain in which they are in, right? Get out of the pain in which they're in. So you think about love and relationships. Think about a single coach, a coach for single women. So perhaps this coach helps single women identify some of the ways that they have sabotaged their previous relationships, or identify why they keep attracting knuckleheads when they should be going after the nice guy who has the stable job, but they keep attracting these knuckleheads, for example, right? So this woman is frustrated because she wants to get married. She wants to have a stable life, but she doesn't know how she is going to do it because it hasn't worked for her in the past. So if you are a coach in that area, a relationship coach, a love coach, right? You are the aspirin to her pain. Okay? Now, definitely you understand that people want to get love. People want to feel love. People want to have great relationships with their families. That is an area in which if your business emotionally helps someone in that area, you're going to be able to reach your level faster. All right. Wealth. If you can show someone how to save more money, how to make more money, how to increase their money, they're going to help you with that, right? They're going to be willing, I would say, to impart they're going to be willing to invest in that, right? So think about, okay, a real estate investor who's showing people how to take advantage of the Detroit real estate market. So they're investing because they want to make more money, right? That's the wealth quadrant. All right. Health. Health is if you have a chronic illness, right? Maybe you have lupus, or you have Crohn's disease, or something is wrong with your back or something, right? And you're in constant chronic pain. If someone can help you get out of that pain, or at least manage it, wouldn't you be willing to invest in that? If they can literally help you sit in a conference, a meeting without worrying about your knee, all the time, like those things affect your quality of life. So if you're in constant pain and someone can help you get out of that, definitely that is an area in which you would be willing to invest in, right? Now, the last one is spirituality. And spirituality, some people sometimes think is weird or no one would pay for spirituality, but it is definitely one of the most basic human emotions. We all want to feel connected to something bigger than us. Even those who are now like in the spiritual but not religious camp, you still want to feel connected spiritually. You want to feel whole. And so folks who feel disconnected spiritually, they have anxiety. They wake up in the middle of the night like, God, why am I here? Is there even a God? Like, what's going on? Why is there so much evil in this world? Like, I see the babies. Like, why is all this stuff? You know, people, we have these questions about the basics of life, right? And so if you can come in and help people work through those questions on the basic human aspects of life, then that's definitely an area in which you can help someone, in an area in which they will be willing to invest in themselves, right? So I hope you guys can see how these 4 money quadrants come. And again, they're not about you. The quadrants are not about you. The quadrants are about your client, your customer, all right? It's about them. It's all about them. It's about what headache they have, and can you solve that for them? So I give the example sometimes of things that may not necessarily seem as if they are emotionally based, but they are. So let me give you an example of the blender. I talked about this in some of the trainings that I held earlier. So you think about a NutriBullet, you think about a Vitamix or something. They're just blenders, right? They blend up the stuff. Think about a food, it's just a blender, just blends up the stuff. But when NutriBullet came out, they didn't just talk about the fact that it blends the vegetables and fruits smoothly. They talked about the fact that when you create a smoothie in the morning for your life and for your family, you are investing in your health. You are creating a healthy lifestyle, right? So it moves from just being a blender into something that allows you to create a healthy lifestyle for yourself. So can you see how they tapped into the emotion of an individual wanting to be healthy, wanting to live their best life, wanting to take care of the body in which they're in? So surface, blender. At a deeper level, health. Okay? So sometimes you want to think about, even if you have this surface level idea, what are the emotions that you can attach to it in order to help you literally bring more benefit to your group, bring more benefit to your spirit client. All right. So for me, this was this was Brother Muhammad Kamruzaman, right? And he came to me because he wanted to be able to publish a book. And he had this story, his story and his life that he wanted to be able to share. And we were like, great, you know, I understand your life. That's wonderful. But we said, but how does that help anybody else? And so what he did was, rather than just framing it as his memoir, his story, we framed it and we put it into the spirituality quadrant. We put it into the spirituality quadrant for other people who were in the place of him, where he was searching for God, looking for God, trying to figure out, like, you know, how do I get closer to God? How that happened for him, so that other people in that same situation could also then learn from him. Right? So it was no longer just his story. It was about the emotional component of being a spiritual person. Okay, so that's just another example that I want to share with you all. And these are just the tip of the iceberg, right? There are tons of different ways, and we have to be able to really massage your ideas and see how it's going to work in your stuff. But the idea, the notion, the thing I need you to take away is that if you alleviate pain, right? If you alleviate pain, your gold is there waiting for you to pick it up and cash it in. All right. So alleviate enough pain, and your gold is there waiting for you to pick it up and cash it in. Now, if you feel some kind of way about this, like, I don't want anybody to be in pain, I don't want, you know, anybody to feel bad. Like, which of us does want somebody to be in pain? But the fact of the matter is that we all have some type of pain. We all indeed have some type of pain. So if you can help solve that for somebody else, don't you think it's incumbent upon you to help solve that pain for somebody else? Like, don't you think God gave you the skills, the experiences, the know-how, you know, to teach you how to do that, to help somebody else? So if I'm walking around with this pain and you have the antidote and you're not giving it to me, I'm looking at you sideways. I'm looking at you like, why would you hold on to that and not share it? I want to pay you because I want to be able to live a healthy lifestyle or build a better relationship or make more money or, build my my self-esteem, whatever it is that you're helping someone do, right? So you got to get into the habit of wanting to be an aspirin and recognizing that people, when they see you and they see what you have to offer, they will self-select. They will grab it for themselves. You're going to be paid well because you value yourself and you value what you have to offer. All right. So here's a quirky example for those of you who are like, I don't get it, right? I don't get it yet. So here's this dude. He's a professional people walker. And here's how he puts this. He says, need motivation to walk? Don't like listening to music or podcasts, but can't walk alone in silence? Forced to face thoughts of the unknown future or your own insignificance in the ever-expanding universe? So this was from an ad that he put. He's the people walker. So think about this. He didn't just talk about the fact that walking is healthy. He didn't just talk about that, actually. What he did was brought in a whole nother quadrant. Look, forced to face thoughts of the unknown future or your own insignificance in the ever-expanding universe. So he brought in an emotional aspect of spirituality and even the relationships into his people walking business. Okay? Can you see how that happened there? So you got to realize that you're going to be selling something, but you got to actually think about what the deeper emotional aspect is of what you're selling. Okay? So I want you all to think about how can you share what you know? And we're going to transition a little bit. We're going to transition now into money. How many of you all are excited to transition into money? You want to see how this actually breaks down into money, right? And I wonder for you all, how many of you all have an actual financial goal for this year, right? I'm going to show you some structures on your first 25K. I'm going to start there as the basis for you all. But I wonder for you, how many of you have an actual financial goal for this year, 2018? So this is May now. This is the 5th month of the year. We're in the 5th month of 2018. So you have 7 more months in 2018, right? So 7 more months. Do you actually have a goal for yourself? Do you want to make use of that time in order to move the needle in your financial self? All right. So Hope says yes. Shahida says yes. Mm-hmm. Stephanie has a financial goal. Okay. Good. All right, so let me switch into money, right? We're going to switch ourselves real quick, and I want you to start thinking about what the dollar signs actually look like, okay? So let's talk about sharing what you know. Sharing what you know. So here is an example. Let's say you are someone that, I'm going to take Betty, for example, right now, right? I'm going to take Betty because I know Betty does things with tea, and she helps people like deal with anxiety and stress and all those types of things. So I'm going to say that Betty does a master tea building workshop. Yes, she does a master tea building workshop, and she does this workshop 10 times a year. All right, so not every month, but 10 months out of the year, she does this workshop. Okay, let's say 20 people attend the workshop, and it's $200 to attend this master tea building workshop where you spend the whole day blending up your own individual tea, and you learn about the tea properties and how each bit of the ingredients reduces anxiety or reduces stress, and it's a high level, type of thing, right? And she talks about her story and all of these types of things into this workshop. And so that garners her $4,000 a month, right? And so 10 workshops at $4,000 is $40,000 a year that she makes from doing this tea workshop, right? This high-level tea workshop, okay? So now let's say Betty is like, oh man, $200, like that's a lot. Maybe I just want to charge $100, okay? So that's $20,000 a year. Or maybe she says, well, I just want to charge $20. I just want to charge $20 a month. I mean, $20 for this workshop. Then that's what? $4,000 a year that she does from doing this workshop once a month, 10 times for 20 people. All right. So can you see how that model could possibly work? Can you see how that model could possibly work for her? All right. I want you to see some of the possibilities for yourself and what you do. And if you don't have any ideas yet, don't worry. Don't feel like you have to walk away from today with the idea. You do not. I just want you to see how this can possibly work for you within structures. So let's talk about some other ways that the first 25 can come about. All right, let's say you are a consultant. Let's say you have a background in accounting and you help mothers budget their monthly budgets to save more money, right? So you help mothers find the money leaks. This is something I'm really big on. If you've been following me on my page, like I'm really big on finding the money leaks now because you can have money coming in, but if it's leaking out, like, so maybe you help people find money leaks. So you take on 5 clients where you work with them over the whole year, just on every month, helping them find their money leaks, right? So that over the span of that year, they have transformed their entire life, right? You have 5 clients and they pay you $5,000 for that whole year. So that's $25,000. All right. You guys seeing that? Let's take the next one, membership program. All right. You have a membership program where you have 100 members and they pay $25 a month. So let's say you are a master at sewing. And so you have a sewing group and you show different techniques and different ways that people can make their garments and stuff. So you have 100 maybe tailors or seamstresses or such in this group. And they pay you $25 a month to be on the edge of all the new research and all the new machines and blah, 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 da, da, da. So that's $25,000 a year for that membership program. You guys seeing it? Are any light bulbs going off? Okay, so freelancing, let's say you're a designer and you go in and you help people build a website or such. You get 25 clients over the span of the year, that's $1,000. $1,000 each, that's $25,000. All right, let's say you have a group program. Okay, you have a group program, you have 50 students in this group that you're teaching. Maybe you're teaching how to build a retreat-based business. You know, I take people on retreats, and a lot of times people come to me because they want to build a retreat, and so I teach them how to build their retreats. And so maybe that's something that you want to do. So you have a group program that you've built around that. That's 50 students you have at $497 each. That is $25,000. Okay. Now the last one, let's say you have one-to-one. You have 3 people in a 6 months program that they're doing with you. Each of those people pay the $10,000 to really move the needle in their life in one of those quadrants, right? So that's $10,000 each for those 3 people. That's $30,000. All right, that's $30,000. Can you guys see it? I see some Judith is like, yeah, the light bulbs are going off. Hope is like, yes, the light bulbs, right? So when you start to actually look at some of the possibilities, in our design lab, I actually show you more ways of how this can break down, because you want to take into account your lifestyle. You want to take into account your personality, the way that you like to show up. Maybe you don't like webinars, but you really like in-person stuff. You know, you want to be able to take that into account in the business structure that you use. Okay. So this is where you can think about how you can structure your work. All right. So let me ask you a question. If you took what I showed you and modeled it, do you think that you could possibly be successful? Even if you only brought in a fraction of some of what we've talked about, do you think that you could possibly be successful with it? Right? So how many of you all are excited about creating a freedom business? How many of you all are probably excited about that, but I can guess that you may be a little bit overwhelmed as well because we've covered so much, right? You may be overwhelmed and you may be kind of scratching your head trying to figure out how this can work for you. So some light bulbs may have gone off. You may see the light, you may have grabbed the light, but you're not quite sure how to use it right yet. So you got the light bulb, but you got it in the wrong space, right? You got it in the wrong space. So I know that I shared a lot in this presentation, and it's impossible for you to grab every single thing that is necessary in the span of 60 to 90 minutes, right? That would be impossible. You've done a great job taking notes. You've done a great job being active, but just give yourself the benefit of the doubt, right? It would be impossible for you to learn every single thing in this short span of time. So I want to know right now if it's okay for me to share with you what we have here at Enliven Your Soul coming up. That's starting next week. I want to know if I can share with you what we have put together for you. So I'll take a good drink, a little bit of a drink, and see if I can spend the next 10 minutes or so kind of sharing with you how you can take what we have and go to the next level. I see we got some people seeing themselves holding workshops. Awesome. Zenoria is like, help. Okay. Yes, Mary. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. So you guys got the light bulb. Yes. Yes. Judith says, I just need to make sure I'm taking it one step at a time and not taking more at a time or skipping a few. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So my goal is that I don't want you feeling like this. I don't want you feeling frustrated, laying down in the middle of the night, like thinking about how are you going to move this along. I want you to have the support that you need. It's important for me to have a group of ladies that are literally redesigning their lives and turning their lives in whole new ways, right? So I've designed something called the Design Lab. All right, the Design Lab. This is our supportive training cocoon. It is the next level for you. It's for women who have a goal of building a freedom business, right? The freedom business does what? It feeds your pockets, it feeds your soul, and it feeds the world, okay? This is our next level training. So we teach you how to take everything that we've talked about today as the foundation and turn that into a minimum of your first 25,000. That's our initial goal, is to help you get to your first 25,000. Now with the structures, you can scale it up, you can scale it down. But my job is to help you get that first 25,000 so that you can scale up, right? You can scale up. So let me tell you what happens in the Design Lab. I am so excited. We got a couple of members who are joining the Design Lab right here already with us, right? So we got Sister Fareed, who's in the Design Lab. We got Sister Khadija, who is in the Design Lab. We have some folks already who have signed up, and they are like on fire. They are definitely on fire. So it's really beautiful to see. So when you join the Design Lab, you first get access to our online portal. And every week of the Design Lab, more trainings are released to you so that you're not overwhelmed, that you're not trying to do everything all at once. You just follow our process step by step, trust the process. And this is a whole new process that I've redesigned for you. Like I've literally gone in, and Leslie has been working with me with this, to literally go in and redesign everything so that the steps are straight and clear and you can just follow along, right? So you get this online portal that you can access at 3 in the morning or 3 in the afternoon, right? And in there you learn step by step how to make sure that you are able to get your mind right, right? Getting your mind right is first. Mindset is key. Don't do anything without doing some introspection work. Do not go into business without taking the time to get your mind right. So the first week of our Design Lab is all mindset. It's all mindset. Slingshot for life, right? It's all mindset. So the second thing is that we start digging with you. After we get that mindset, into place, then we start digging. What are some of the possibilities that you have? What are some things that could bring forward? And then we polish those golden nuggets and see exactly which is going to be the right product for you. Okay. And then we talk about who is this product going to be serving? Because you can have a product, but if you don't like the people that you're actually serving, is that a freedom business? No. right? Don't you want to work with people that you actually like? Absolutely. So you want to be able to identify your spirit client. And then you want to start being lean so you can make more green. You want to start being lean so you can make more green. All right. So this is just the online portion of our training. This is what the trainings are going to show that you can join in at any time of the day, right? So you're going to get this immediate access to the on-demand vault of trainings, right? That's one of the first things that you get. When you sign up, you immediately get that. All right, so what else do you get? Now, I recognize that the online portal is powerful, but don't you want some actual support? Like, don't you want some live hot seats? Don't you want some training individually? I'm sure you do, right? So I've also put in live master classes. These are going to be held once a week. We're going to have live master classes where you get to come on and have coaching as well as accountability. That accountability piece, don't sleep on that. I know some of y'all are like, I could just go in and rock it out. But some of us like accountability. Some of us like to be able to, hey, check in with somebody. How you doing? You know, have somebody check in with us. Hey, did you get that exercise done this week? You know, life starts to get in the way, and you want to be able to have somebody to help you stay accountable. I know you guys are amazing, but I think we all will agree that having somebody support us and be helping hold us accountable is definitely a key, right? It's a plus, right? So that's what's going to happen as well. So just to recap, you get the on-demand vault of trainings, but you also get our 6 weeks of live masterclasses and live coaching as well. All right. So what else do you need? You also need to be able to connect to one another. So in the live classes, you're going to connect with us. You're going to have that accountability from me and Leslie and our team pushing you. But we also have the sisterhood, right? We also have the sisterhood. So we have a private Facebook group that you're going to connect in. You're going to post questions. You're going to reach out to each other. And in the first week of the program, one of your assignments is going to be to find an accountability partner with each other. I want you to be connected to at least one other person in the group, okay? So recap again, you get the on-demand vault of trainings, you get the 6 weeks of live master classes, and you get the private Facebook group where you get to come in, ask questions, and support one another, all right? So that's where we are so far. So my real question to you is it worth trying this model? Even if you only made half of 25,000, even if you only made half of 25,000, would it be worth trying the model for yourself? What do you guys think? Like if you made, what's half of 25? 12,500. So if you made 12,500, 12,500, would it be worth trying the model? Just trying it for yourself, right? All right. So Stephanie's like, yes, definitely so. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So today's special. Now, we're starting this thing next week. So this is not like time for procrastination. This is not time for maybe 1 year I'll start my business. We're starting next week. So you're going to jump on a train or you're going to let it go by, right? We're starting next week. So we've made a special for you all. This is about a $7,000 value. And if you've been on any trainings like this, you know that they have that much value. If you paid $7,000 and you got $12,500 back, is that worth it? Yes, because you made just 5,000. I know some of you are like, well, that's only 5,000. Yeah, but you made 5,000. When people are investing in the stock market and they make that type of percentage back on their investment, like they're like, whoa, like, oh my God, So you got to realize that when you're making investments that bring you monetary return, that's actually amazing. And you get to use that and learn and redo it every single year. So the knowledge that you're getting, you get to like implement that over and over and over and over again. All right. But I'm not charging 7,000. We're not charging 5. We're not. Your investment is not 3,000. It's not 2,500. Your investment is 1997. All right, 1997. Now, is it worth it? Absolutely so. So let me ask you, what's the one thing that you can't get back? What's the one thing you can't get back in this life? We all are human beings. There is one thing that we cannot get back. I wonder what you all think about that. But there is one thing that we cannot get back. And look at this lady here. Beautiful lady, right? And she is sitting there, oh, I wish I had done XYZ. Why didn't I do XYZ earlier? Why didn't I start my business? Why didn't I put that idea I had out? Yeah, you cannot get back your time. You can't get back your time, right? So I want you to eliminate as many of the what ifs that when you get to be in your golden age, you have lived fully. You have done what you tried to do. You have set out and moved the needle in your life, even if you were afraid, even if you were nervous, right? Even if you weren't sure how it was going to come about. You tried. You tried, right? So for us, we thought about still, what else do they need? What else do they need? And so we put together a whole package of lanyards that we call them. Now, lanyard, anybody heard that word before? Because Leslie was like, why are you calling it that? Shouldn't you just say bonus? And I was like, it is a bonus, but I'm an anthropologist, so I always have to kind of bring in a little bit of culture in there too. So lanyard is it's popular down in Louisiana, but basically it's like when you go into a place or you get some type of service and they give you what you paid for, but then they also give you a little bit more than what you paid for, right? They give you a little bit of a lanyard. Yes, it's a French word. Yes, they give you a little bit more, right? So how can you give more value to those people who are going to be coming with you? So for us, I said, okay, a lot of the ladies asked me about books. So how can we build that in? So we've added in a lanyard for you, those of you who are going to be registering by a particular time, and we're going to give you access to Book Power. Book Power is our vault it's a self-paced program to help you self-publish your own book. How many of you guys have thought about publishing a book? If you've thought about it, this will be a kickstart to help you publish your book. And you're going to get access to that. That program has sold already for $9.97. You get access to that when you become a member of the Design Lab for free $99. Free $99. It is a bonus, a lanyard for you. All right? That's hot. So let me go into what else you get, right? So remember, you're going to get the online vault of trainings. You're going to get the 6 weeks of master classes, the Facebook group, the supportive network, and then you're going to also get this Book Power self-publishing virtual program for free $99. All right? So this is the value of what you're getting when you join the Design Lab. Now, we also have a special Hail Mary private coaching session. A special Hail Mary private coaching session. This is your lanyard number 2. Go to New Orleans, you're going to hear about this lanyard. So we're bringing it to you, right? You're going to get a private Hail Mary coaching session. So you never know, like when you feel stuck. I have been in some programs that I invested in and it had great training, but there were times like when I was trying to implement, I got stuck. I had questions. I didn't know which way to go. And I was like, I think I just wish I could ask a question, So you are also going to get a Hail Mary coaching session where you get to like, hey, Z, I want to jump on your schedule. I want to have 30 minutes of your time. And I want you just to be able to work with me one-on-one. All right. So this is a private thing for just some of you all. I think we have just 4 of these left. Just 4 of these private Hail Mary coaching sessions. All right, just 4 of those. So Leslie, if you could actually put in the link down there. For those of you who know that you want to join the Design Lab, I haven't presented everything that's in it, but I'm going to give you guys a chance to kind of jump in right now. Leslie, if you could put the link in there in the chat box. For those of you, so that if you want to get in, you can get one of these 4 private Hail Mary coaching calls. Sister Fareed, you already have one. Khadija, you already have one. The ladies who are already in, I saw a couple of you all on this call right here as well. You guys already have this Hail Mary call because you signed up before. So yes, you already got it. Don't worry about that. You got it. All right, so recap, you're going to get the on-demand of all the trainings, the 6 weeks live masterclass, the private supportive Facebook group, the Landing App #1 book power, and the Hail Mary coaching session. All right, scratch that 15. We only have like 4. Only 4 available right now. All right, Landing App #3. Landing App #3 is that you're going to get my webinar video. So you're going to get the video of this so that you can then model your own webinars after the structure that I'm giving you here so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel totally, right? So how many of you guys are thinking about doing some workshops? You may want to do some webinars. And I'm telling you, literally hours and hours and hours and hours of time have gone into this webinar right here. So you get to kind of get a jump start on it. You're not going to take my exact words. You're not going to take my exact images, but you're going to be able to see the structure so that all you have to do is then plug in your own images and your own words using the structure. All right, using the structure. And that's literally going to save you so much, so much, so much, so much time. All right. Okay, Leslie, I thought the link was enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. Check that for me just to make sure that that's the right link. All right, so again, you're gonna get what you get. I hope you guys are like remembering all this. I'm going over it over and over so that you can, when you ask me questions, you'll know exactly what you're gonna get. But you're gonna get the on-demand bottle trainings, the 6 weeks live master classes, the supportive Facebook group. You're gonna get the Landing App #1 book power, Landing App #2 Hail Mary coaching session. Only 4 of those left. And Landing App #3, the My Webinar template. All right. All right. Awesome. 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 Okay. So again, if all of this did was to finally give you a business that you can use to build more freedom of time into your life, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it for you if you got a model that you can use to build a business of more time? Would it be worth it for you? Would it be worth it for you if you got the ability to make an extra $25,000 this year? And if you desire, you can scale and transition out of your current position. Would that be worth it for you? And would it be worth it for you if you could help more people? If what you learned in this design lab allowed you to help just one more person, just alleviate the pain for one other person in their life, would it be worth it for you? Would it be worth it for you? Right? So yes, I'm hearing yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes. Go get out of your current job. Well, when you want to transition out of your job, you got to start somewhere, right? You have to start with a plan, and then you have to start getting some income in, start making the cash, and then you start scaling. Some of us can just quit our jobs and that's it. But some of us have to actually build it up and transition into it, right? You have to transition into it. And you do that when you follow a structure. So now, the day that you discover that you are in charge of your life is the day that you begin to turn your life around. So let me ask you guys, are you in control of your life? Are you in the mindset that I get to design my life exactly the way that I want it to be? I get to do that, right? So we're going to start immediately. When you join the design lab, we start this week with the mindset. We start this week with getting your mindset right? Because we want to see, how do you build your mind? How is your mind programmed, and where do we need to rebuild it? Where do we need to make some changes? Where do we need to make some growth areas, right? So we're going to get started right now and immediately start on that mindset stuff. So you're going to get access to our Get Your Mind Right challenge, right? There's a powerful exercise that we're going to help you do. So you get the vault, you get the master classes, you get the sisterhood group, you get the book power, right? You also get the Hail Mary coaching session for 4 of you, only 4, and you get the webinar template. And in addition to that, we've added the Get Your Mind Right starter. Right? We added the Get Your Mind Right starter for you as well. So you can see, like, this is a full package. This is a full package. Now, for those of you who are not used to doing things like this, I can tell you I had two choices. The first option was that I could just make an ebook and put this stuff into the ebook, or like just give you the vault, right? I could just give you the vault of trainings that you can go in there and dig in there and try to figure it out on your own. And if you did that, it would be a lower price. I'm not even going to hold you up. Like, it would be a lower investment on your part if I just gave you an ebook or a virtual program. And I could, right, give you more support, which you really need to build out your business. And of course, when we're working with you for 6 solid weeks, that's a higher investment on your part, but you get to have real results, right? You get to have real results. So I chose to give you more support. And Leslie and I have literally blocked off 6 weeks of our life where we're going to be pouring into you, right? We're going to be pouring into you, answering your questions, answering your calls, doing those things for you. So it's a higher investment, but you get more results. So now you too have two choices. You can do nothing and try to do it on your own, or either just do nothing at all, or you can give this gift to yourself and finally get the support that you need and learn how to replicate the results that I've shown you for your own life, right? For your own life. So we don't want you looking like this chick, sad, burnt out, at work or in your own business. You never want to be like this ever, right? Ever. So the real question again is, how passionate are you about gaining new skills so that you can serve other people and see others make new wins in their life? Because each and every one of you is going to be an aspirin to somebody else's headache. An aspirin to somebody else's headache. So when you invest in yourself, you're passionate about getting what you need. I am so excited to see all the services that you're going to be offering out there in the world. Like, I get high off that. Like, oh my God, like we have so many people that are going to be doing some amazing things. And I get to be a part of that. I get to support you in doing that. So I'm excited about that. So we made a special Take Action special, because this is starting next week. It's starting next week, right? So we're at, like, with all of the lanyards that you get, it's a $10,482 value. And if you made $25,000, ask any investor, they'll tell you, if I invest $1,500 or if I invest $10,500 and I get $25,000, that was a good investment, right? Any investor will tell you that. Any investor, right? But we're not charging you $5,000. We're not charging you $2,500. We're not going to charge you even the $19.97 that I told you earlier. Your investment today is that you can get started for just 3 payments of $597. $597. We've tried to make this as easy as possible for you. Like I said, literally, we're blocking out 6 weeks of our life to pour into you. And you get to get started for only $597, right? $597. So if you want to pay in full, you can also do that, and you're going to get some savings there. You save almost $300 when you pay in full, all right? So when you go to the link, you will see all of that, and you can sign up right there. Now, I have an additional thing I'm going to give to you guys, and this is our Head Wrap Expo People, Profit, Planet, Your Pockets, Your Soul, Your World live event. So October 14th through 16th, I'm bringing in some of my friends, and they're going to be doing some major trainings on all aspects of business. And in addition to that, you get to come to our community event. You get to come to our big event, which is called the Head Wrap Expo. Each year, I've done this for the last 5 years. This is the 6th year that I've done this event. And we get over 700, 800 people coming from all over to this event. I want to show you how that works. I want you to see how you can possibly do that for yourself, if that's something you're interested in. A big live event, then you get to see that for yourself up front. But then we're going to dive into the trainings. We're going to dive into the laboratory of your business for yourself in the trainings. All right. So that's going to be live. I know a lot of us really love live training because it's just something about being in the room, like the energy there. Like, you can get some major stuff done just being there, just being in the space. So we're going to have a live training October for you, and you get free tickets when you join the Design Lab. So the tickets for our event are going to be $9.97. So the tickets for the event are $9.97 for the full 2 days of training. You get that free when you become a member of the Design Lab, okay? Right? So those of you who are interested in this, if you want to pay through PayPal, they have something called PayPal Credit where you can apply. This is not Zarinah's financing. This is PayPal's financing. But you can apply and you can get no payments, no interest when you pay in full within 6 months. So that's absolutely dope because you can like get in, get your business up and going, get your money back, and then, pay it off. So if you have great credit, you have to apply through PayPal. That's something you have to apply through them for. But if you have great credit, then that's definitely an option for you, which is amazing. It's amazing. So I want you to be like Kathy, smiling, doing her thing. I want you to realize that the time for you to get rid of the frustration, the time for you to move is now. That frustration that you felt is literally God calling you, right? It's God saying, hey, Betty, hey, Blante, hey, Lydia, hey, Yahweh, hey, Agina, hey, Judith, hey, Shahida, hey, Hope, hey, Zenoria. Like it's calling you, God calling you, saying, Mary, it's time for you to move into your next level. So you want to be happy. You want to do it with joy. You want to do it with gumption, right? You want to do it with happiness. You want to do it with support, okay? So if you truly desire what we're telling you is possible for you, you truly desire that vision that you've been dreaming about in your nights, in your days, in your drives to work, on your lunch break, then you have to make the decision for yourself. You have to make the decision for yourself and understand that the only thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve is the fear of failure, right? That's the only thing that makes it impossible to achieve is fear. So you're no longer going to stay in the space of fear. You're no longer going to help have that hold you captive. You're going to say, okay, I see you, fear. I see you. But I got some other people over here that's helping me knock that out. I'm going to move on even in the space of fear. Like, block it out, right? Block it out. So I'm inviting you all to press the easy button because it literally is easier than you think. It's easier than you think. So I'm going to get into some of your questions. And Leslie, you can go ahead and start the countdown timer as well. Okay, great. We got 25 minutes left. All right. So I'm going to stay here to answer your questions, right? I want to see you guys and your questions. And then we're going to talk about the prizes in just a moment. So the prize winners, if you guys have been holding on for that, I'm going to tell you who won in just a moment. All right. So where do you get started? You go to enlivenyoursoul.com/ it's not Jumpstart. It's actually /lab. Yes. Thank you so much, Leslie. enlivenyoursoul.com/lab. So I pulled some questions out that I get all the time about the program, and I'm going to share some of these with you. So some folks ask me, like, what if you are an introvert, right? What if you're an introvert, or what if the timing is not good? How do you actually make this happen for you? So some of you all feel like you're introverts and you're not sure if you're going to be able to start a business because you have to tell people about your business and all of those things as well. Well, there's mindsets that come into helping you get over your introvertness and even possibly use it as a strength in your sharing of your business with others. So being an introvert does not mean that you can't be a successful business owner. All right. It doesn't mean that at all. You don't have to be one that talks in order to be successful in business. What you do have to have are structures and ways of telling people about your business, and then you will see results. So being an introvert is not a reason to think that you won't be successful. All right. Now, for the timing, we've structured it in our way with the lab. We're starting this week, right? We're actually starting with the live classes on Wednesday. We're going to have the first live class on Wednesday, right? So we've structured it that way so that even if you can't make the live classes, you can then post up the videos, your questions, inside of the Facebook group. So you can watch the videos and then post up your questions if you work weird hours or you can't make the lives or whatever, right? So we've structured it in that way to be able to fit what you need for your life, all right? Fit what you need in your life. All right. Okay, so Sister Sarita is saying, I'm having difficulty with the buffering that is happening when I'm in the UAE. So will I be able to complete my design lab if we are disconnected? Yes. So if you're disconnected when you're in the lives, if you can't come back in, then you can email us questions in as well. But really that Facebook group, if you post the questions there, we're going to be in there monitoring that. We're going to be answering your questions. We're going to be checking in on you, right? You're not going to be like just dropped out like, oh, well, she dropped off. Too bad. Like, that's not the way it's going to be. So we're going to be looking for you and monitoring. Okay. So some people are saying the connection is kind of disconnecting. If you're having any problem with the connection right now, what I would really invite you to do is actually close down any things that you have that are going on that you don't need up for yourself right now. So just close down Facebook, close down any of that stuff, and you'll find that it will make your connection stronger. All right? All right, cool. So next question that we get. What if we don't have anyone supporting me in my family? How many of you all feel like you're going to be doing this on your own? I wonder. How many of you feel like you don't really have any support in your family? You don't really have any support, maybe even with your significant other, and you may be doing this like all alone. How many of you feel like that's going to be your case? Hope says she's an introvert. Okay. All right. Blante says, yeah, she feels like she's going to be, doing it by herself. There's good things about that. Actually, one of the benefits of being able to do it yourself with our network is that you don't really have to answer to anyone else. Not everyone understands business. And the model that I'm going to be teaching you is different than what the old school traditional models say. And so what's funny, though, is that a lot of people who don't do business, who have never done business before, who always have something to say about business, right, on why it can't happen. They have all these ideas based on the old school business models, and they're not working actually from any real knowledge. They're just talking. So you're not going to allow those folks that just talk, to hold you down. You now have a successful group of women who are going to be supporting you. Right? So you get to come to us with your questions. Don't try to ask your cousin, Fofo, about, hey, what do you think about this business idea? Because they may not get it. And so they may be depleting your energy when you over here, deflating your energy. When over here, you want to be able to come with people that are actually going to lift you up, right? Lift you up. So, good. So some people say, I have much support. Sister Lydia said, not my case. Judith said she will be doing it alone. Shahida, how do I get the people to come attend my reach? So I think, Shahida, you may be talking about your workshops that you're putting on. I'm not sure. Shahida, let me know if that's what you're speaking about. Like when you actually are implementing your idea, how that actually comes about. Let me know exactly what you mean. But what we're going to be doing in the design lab first is that we're going to be showing you how to build the foundation of your business, right? When you come into the lab, you got all these different ideas, or you may have one idea. We want to be able to tweak it and turn it and twist it around and do what we need to do so that when you end that first phase of the lab, when you come out of the lab after that 6 weeks, you have a solid business that you can go and implement, right? You have a solid business that you can go and implement. Now, some of the ways that you're going to be able to attract people to you are by doing what we do in the lab, showing you how to create your spirit client, showing you how to use language that's going to actually signal to them that you understand their headache, that you are the aspirin to their pain, right? Right? So yes, she says, yes, workshops, events, always interested in guaranteed outcomes. So you when you're marketing and sharing, it's all again going back to that language, showing that you are the answer to their headache, right? You are the answer to their headache. Okay. All right. And we go over this like in depth in the first part of the design lab before you get into implementation. That first 6 weeks, our first 6 weeks together in the design lab is built around mindset, and it's built around building the foundation of the business. You're not going to even really be implementing much in this first 6 weeks. So don't come in thinking about just implementing right away. We're doing a slingshot approach with you. All right, we're doing a slingshot approach. So I got to be able to pull you back, build you up, so that when you do go into implementation, you're going to be successful. And this is one of the big reasons why so many business owners burn out, get frustrated, end up just leaving their business because they try to jump into implementation without doing a lot of the groundwork first. All right. All right. So I think I just skipped one, but I already answered this. If you can't make the live sessions, how that works with the replays and everything. All right. If you can't feel like you can't market yourself because you feel weird about that, everybody feels weird first. I'm just going to be honest with you. Every single person feels weird when they first start marketing. It's just the nature of being in business. So that's part of mindset. We're going to work on the mindset part starting this week. Okay. Now, how does the PayPal credit thing work? Just email us. If that's what you're interested in, then email us and we can help you with that. All right. What if you really don't dial in? So someone said this once and I was like, I don't really get what you're saying. What if you really don't dial in? But what they were trying to say was like, what if they have just so much fear that they never actually get into the spirit of the program, right? And I'm going to be super honest with you right now. I'm very energetic. I have a very big vision for each and every one of you. I'm going to be pushing you along, right? But even saying that, I need you to be just as dedicated to your success as I'm dedicated to you. I can't be more dedicated to you and your success than you are to yourself, right? I'm going to help you build up the mindset. I'm going to help you build up your entrepreneurial muscles. And that's why the entire first week is just on mindset. So I recognize that we have some things that we're working with because I had some things that I was working with, right? So I recognize that that's there. But I do need you to come into the lab with the spirit of perseverance. I need you to come into the lab with, I don't know exactly what I don't know. I don't know exactly how this is going to work for me, but I am willing to engage and I'm willing to see how I can make this work. All right. So I need you to come into that. I need you to come into it with that type of mentality. So how many of you all can guarantee me? I want to know from you all right now, how many of you all are like, you know, I am somebody who is joining Team Take Action. So if you are someone who takes action, type in there, take action, like Team Take Action, because that's who we are. And so I want you to come in with that type of spirit, right? That type of energy, that type of, I don't necessarily know, but I'm willing to engage. I'm willing to engage. And when you come into it with that type of mentality, you open yourself up. Right? You open yourself up. So if any of you have joined the lab already, if you've joined it, I think we have right now, we have 4 spaces for the extra Hail Mary coaching session with me, right? Where I'm going to be able to work with you. And you're going to be able to work with me intimately, have my mind all on your business, all into the intricacies of what you're doing, and really just knock it out. We think we have 4 of those left. If you've joined the lab already, I want to know, say I'm in, like type in that I'm in. So I know who I'm going to be working with. I know who I'm going to be working with. And if you are on the fence, let me know what your questions are. Ask your questions. You know, like if you are wondering something about yourself, like, will I really be able to do it? Ask me. And I'll tell you, because some of you, you know, are going to be a great fit for this. If you believe in yourself, right? So you got to see the possibility for yourself. You got to see the possibility for where you're going in your life. You got to see that, hey, I can do this with support. Remember, those of you who have been with me for the week, we talked about one of the mindsets that you learn when you join the design lab, that I will seek support and I will accept it graciously. I will seek support and I will accept it graciously. So I'm giving you all an opportunity right now to get the support that you need, right? I'm giving you all this opportunity right now to get the support that you need. All right, Shahida, for that, we have to give you a special link. So we have to send you a special link for the PayPal credit thing. And so don't worry about that. Just send us an email and Leslie or I will follow up back with you so that you can get that. But if you're committed, like, so let me ask you, I guess, Shahida, if you get the Facebook credit or PayPal credit thing or whatever you need in order for that, are you in? I just want to be able to feel the energy of, I'm in. All right, Zenoria is in. Family, financial sacrifice, but I'm in. Let me tell you about that sacrifice bit. Because when I first started, the first program that I invested in myself in, it was 1997. And I did not have a lot of money at that time. I think I couldn't do the full payment. I had to do the payment plan for the program, right? And I'm telling you, I was scared. Like, my boots was shaking. I was so scared. Like, what if I lose my money? What if I don't do it? What if I try but I just don't even do it right? And blah blah blah. So I was really, really, really scared about investing in myself because I didn't grow up making investments like this in myself. And most of us didn't really grow up investing in ourselves. We mostly grew up learning how to go to the community college for a class, or you take, a course down at the local university or something like that. But actually getting mentorship that you pay for, like, I thought a mentor was just somebody who you find them, they do what you do, and you just go to them and they just they're just your mentor. I didn't have a concept of like paid mentorship. I didn't know really how that looked. So I was super scared when I first started joining programs like this. But I did it because I had been trying to do stuff on my own for a really long time. And while I was getting successful in some areas, I kept hitting this I guess like a ceiling, proverbial ceiling. I kept hitting this wall, if you will. And at this point, I was like, okay, Zarinah, you can either keep doing the same thing, keep thinking you're so smart and you can just figure everything out on your own, or you can save your time by investing in yourself. I'll tell you that with that first program, I literally learned so much that I was able to make way more that year than I did the other 3 years before, just because of learning what I learned in that first program. So if you're like how I was before, I can understand that you're afraid, you're not quite sure, you've never really done anything like this before. But what I'm saying for yourself is give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Try it for yourself. See how it can work, right? See how it can work. You're talking about 3 payments of $597. I mean, literally, you're talking about 3 payments of $597, right? $14.97 if you pay in full and save the $300. So I'm like, okay, it's kind of like a no-brainer to me at this point. At this point where I am in my business and in my world, I understand the power of mentorship so much that when I put this opportunity out there for folks, I understand why they feel afraid, because I've been in that place, but it's also like a no-brainer. Like, are you going to keep doing the same thing over and over, thinking it's going to be a different result? Or are you going to step into a possibility and actually move the needle in your life, right? Move the needle in your life, okay? So that's going to be a decision that you want to make. How can you make it happen? How can you make it happen? Rather than just counting yourself out like, I can't do it, think about, how can I make this happen for myself? All right, how can I make it? So I am super excited about all of you guys who are in. Now, I'm going to do the prizes, and then I'm going to finish answering some more questions that came in. I'm going to finish answering some more questions that came in. So Let's see. Shahida said, many more moons ago, I invested, thank you. I invested in my something and also doing it on my own and lost it all. And it was way more than this cost. I am always wishing I had the tools. Yeah. A lot of people try to do stuff on their own and they end up not really going forward. So programs like this also have to take dedication, right? And this is why I'm really kind of really strategic about who we bring into the programs with us, because I'm putting so much effort into you. I want to make sure that you also believe in yourself. You're also going to think about how can I make it happen. All right, so let me give the prizes. Let me give the prizes. Let me give the prizes. All right, now we have some. Can we give a drum roll? Okay, honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, and the way that people won these prizes, for those of you who are new or just on this webinar right now, they won it by doing take action over the last week. All right, that's how they won the prizes. So honorable mention are for ladies who were in with both hands doing the exercises and such. Now we have Dr. Camelia Strong, we have Sister Stephanie, Sister Amina, Awa, Robin, Yahweh, and Cassandra. So let's give them all a round of applause. These are our team action honorable mentions. Yay. All right. Okay. Now, here we go for the actual prizes. The actual prizes. In third place, but there is no third place because everything is amazing. But I'll just say, the person who won the Kindle, right? And the Kindle is where you're gonna load up your you're gonna load up your books, your motivational messages, all that kind of stuff. The person who won the Kindle is Hope. Hope Holmes. All right, Hope Holmes. Hope, are you still here? Yay! So give her a round of applause, everybody. Hope won the Kindle. So Hope, you need to email us at support@enlivenyoursoul.com and send us your address, and we will then send you out the Kindle next week. All right? Congratulations, Hope. Yay. All right. The second prize of the starter branding guide. And I'm actually going to talk to this person because they have a choice. They have a choice between a starter branding guide and they have a choice of some special work with me around building their book. So they have a choice between this, and I'll see which one they want. So the special second prize goes to Betty. Betty Grant. Can we give Betty a round of applause? Yay. So Betty won the second prize. So Betty, email us again at support@enlivenyoursoul.com. Now, Betty, if you're going to be in the design lab, then definitely let me know as well, because we have even greater things that we're going to be able to do with you. So I want to know that. If you're in the design lab, let me know. All right, and the number one prize, who won an entrance into the design lab. This woman is somebody who participated in 2 Goldmine withins. She is someone who did every single take action. She put videos up when she had never done a video before. She learned how to post up in a group when she had never posted up in a group before. She said, I am taking action. I'm going to be there every single day. She blocked off the whole week to make sure that she was going to get what she needed to get out of this program. So no other than Sister Lydia. Woo! Sister Lydia, you have won entrance into the design lab. So you get the chance for us to work with you and Sister Fareed and Khadija and Betty and all the others and Shahida, all the others who are going to be in the design lab with you for 6 weeks. So I know, she said, oh, Lordy. So I am so excited for you because you really jumped in. You really jumped in. You came at me for a strategy session. You did all of the take actions. You know, you really put in your time. And as I told you guys earlier, when you participate, you get value. And you're going to find that in the design lab as well. Like when you participate, you see like the supportive group that we have right now. When you do this, when you connect with each other like this, you will find that needles will start to move. Things will open up. Things that will begin to, the things that you never really thought may happen will start to be attracted to you because your own energy is different, right? Your own energy is different. You have opened yourself up to new realms. So, Sister Lydia, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you for entrance into the design lab. All right, into the design lab. I am so thankful that you are, she said, I promise you all will not regret it. Yeah, that's important because I told you I'm going to be pushing and teaching and, you know, going hoarse for each and every one of you all. So I want to make sure that you are committed to the process. And you have definitely demonstrated that you are committed. And everyone here has demonstrated that they are committed to themselves, right? You're committed to yourselves. So you're welcome. So, all right, we're just going to give a last round of applause to all of them. Sister Lydia, Sister Betty, Sister Hope, and all of our honorable mentions. Camelia, Stephanie, Amina, Alwa, Robin, Yahweh, and Cassandra. It doesn't mean that those of you like Judith and other folks who have been here for both things and doing stuff as well, we see you. We see you're taking action, right? We see you moving forward. Keep pushing. Join the lab. Stay with us. Keep going, right? Keep going. Don't let this be the end to where you're going. Now, I know that so many of you all have been getting so much value out of the sessions, out of the webinars, out of the things that we've been doing together. And so you want to keep going with that. You want to keep it up, right? You want to definitely keep it up. If you're dealing with any self-doubt, then email us. Like if you're like, oh my God, I really want to do this, but I just don't know, then email us. You can talk to Leslie and you can talk to myself and we can see if this is a good fit for you, right? Let's see and just see if it's a good fit for you, right? Don't allow yourself to take yourself out of the game though. Don't do that because that's whack. When you pull yourself out of the game, it's like benching yourself. You know, you're on the baseball team and you're going to bench yourself. You know, they're like, get up, you're up there. And you're like, no. You know, try it for yourself. All right, so let's see, is there any more questions for you guys on questions that you have? Questions you have either about what we've done today, questions you have about what we've done today, or questions that you guys have about anything of self-doubt, anything that you have been thinking about. Definitely you can ask questions that you have. We are here for you. We're here to support you. If you have any questions about the lab, you know, about how you're going to get in, if you are looking at the payment plan and you're like, okay, how am I going to make that $597? Then email us. Let us know that you're, you know, that you're into it. The bonuses that we have, when you go to the page, you'll see that they are disappearing every day. So the book power bonus is only for today, I think, and tomorrow. If you don't sign up by then that bonus goes away. The next one, like each one is going to disappear every day or so that you are learning to not procrastinate, that you're seeing that you get rewarded by taking action, right? You get rewarded by taking action. All right, so let's see. Are there any other questions that you all have for me about anything related to your business, related to any sabotaging behaviors, related to any doubts, related to any excitements and fears, or anything that you all have? Definitely you want to use this time while I'm here with you to go. And let me do a quick little plug. If any of you all are in Michigan joining us today at 2 p.m., I'm going to be leaving here immediately and going over to the Arab American National Museum, where I'm going to be holding our first volunteer meeting for the Head Wrap Expo that I told you guys. So remember, when you join the Design Lab, you get a free ticket to not only the Head Wrap Expo, but the 2 days of training afterwards. And the expo is a community event. So I'm going to be leading a meeting this afternoon. If you're interested in becoming a community volunteer to kind of learn how that works, then definitely come over 2 p.m. at the Arab American National Museum. That's okay, Zanoria. That's okay. You're back. You're back. All right, Amina, the email is support@enlivenyoursoul.com. Support@enlivenyoursoul.com. So just to recap, just so that you guys go away knowing exactly what's in the lab, you get the on-demand vault of trainings, right? You get 6 weeks of our master classes. You get the private supportive Facebook group. You get the Book Power Self-Publishing Vault. You get the 30-minute Hail Mary call. You get the webinar template, and you get the Get Your Mind Right starter, right? You get all of that when you join this edition of the Design Lab. These are all of the extra bonuses that you get when you join this edition, this one right here now, that we're starting next week of the Design Lab. All right. So, yes, Zanoria, we can do this, girl. I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait to see what you all start doing. I can't wait to see. All right, so Sister Shahida asked, hey, everybody. All right, Sister Shahida asked, how many days a week do you feel is required? Is this dependent upon your idea? So for the Design Lab, we first start this week with the Get Your Mind Right, right? So every day there's an exercise that's going to take you roughly around 20 minutes. You want to mark off, just say 30 minutes. So if you can squeeze it into your lunch hour or such. Every day there's an exercise for this first week that's going to take you around 20 minutes or so to do, right? Now, that's your first task, is to really do that introspection work. Some ladies have more time and they spend more time because they want to do more introspection. They want to think more deeply for themselves, right? And if they have that time, then they can take longer, they can do as much as they can. But at a minimum, I would say you want to put at least 20 minutes a day into it, okay? 20 minutes a day. All right, she said, I got my hibiscus tea right now. Me too. You're welcome. You're welcome. I see you're welcome. All right, Yahweh. All right, so any other questions that you all have? Any doubts how are you guys feeling? I just want to know real quick, because I'm getting ready to go into my meeting, so I got to keep myself up high, right? I can't be like all down. I want to know how you all are feeling. Are you feeling high? Are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling scared? Are you seeing the potential? Are you seeing yourself like literally at your next stage of life? What are you feeling like right now in this moment? This is a part of being a successful entrepreneur, is being able to tap into what are your feelings? How do you feel? All right. Okay, so yes, inbox us. If you have a private concern, definitely inbox us. There's also a way you can send a message to just us even within this chat as well. But definitely email us if you have any private concerns. All right, feeling great. Awesome, feeling great. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, everybody, so we're about to go out with Jill Scott. We're going to go out with Jill Scott today. Feeling golden. Judith is so excited. Yes, Hope is feeling elated. Yay. You really can do this, Judith, when you follow the structures. When you follow the structures, right? So we want you to have a golden life. You're welcome, Terry. Lydia said, no doubts. You just blew them out the window. High, nervous, scared, seeing potential. Lost a job, major bout of bronchitis, had time to focus on this week and nothing else, and the reward was tremendous. I'm so excited to hear that. I know, you need your music, right? Zanoria, we see you. You just got back in. Shahida is nervous, but in a space where not doing something and doing the same unprofitable steps is not an option. Yeah, we all kind of hit that space where it's like, I can either stay right here or I can try something else. I can learn some new skills. I can move going forward. All right. So Zanoria is in the design lab. All right, awesome, Zanoria. We're happy to have you in the design lab. We're starting this week. So you want to make sure you sign up today. If you need to ask your husband or you need to ask your significant other, then you need to come at them with the same energetic level that you're going to be coming at your business. Don't come at them like, honey, would you invest in my business, please? I really think I'm going to succeed. No, you want to come in like, I'm getting ready to do some major things in life. This is my next step. I need some support for you right now, but I'm going to be making the money so I can just invest it back to you or return it back. You know what I mean? This is the way you want to start working at this. So some of you guys may need help. You may need somebody to invest in you right now to give you that first payment plan. You may need somebody to help you pay for this investment. It's okay. Don't be ashamed of asking for help. You ask for help and then you accept it graciously. Right? You ask for support and you accept it graciously. Oh. This is my golden heart from me to you. My golden heart from me to you. Awesome. All right, so I'm so excited to have each and every one of you in the design lab. Any questions, definitely email us back, right? Any questions, email us, and we can then help you go forward, right? We can then help you move into your next best step. You're welcome, Sister Lydia. Yes, invest in yourself, right? Invest in yourself. Terry, congratulations on joining the lab. Yes, I will let you guys know what time we're going to start on Wednesday. Zanoria is like, I'm nervous and happy. My husband just did the 3-pay on writing more. Okay, he said go for it. I love that your husband is supporting you. I love that. Now let's show him what we're about to do, right? So he supported in you. Now you're about to support yourself, right? So he supported you, and now you are going to support yourself. So I love that. And we would say, thank you, husband. Everybody say, thank you, husband, to Zanoria. Thank you to her husband, because it's beautiful when you have somebody who believes in you, right? It's beautiful when you have someone who says. Now, for those of us who may be feeling like, oh, I don't know, I wish I had somebody that believed in me, but I don't have anybody, you're not going to allow that to hold you down, though. You're not going to allow that, because as you're going through this, you know and I know that not everybody is going to support your dream, right? Not everybody is going to get what you're trying to do. So it's up to you to support yourself. It's up to you to pat yourself on the back. It's up to you to do that, whether you have some support from other folks or not, right? Whether you have any support from people outside of you or not. All right, yes. Team, take action. Team, no excuses. So this is our last song. We're going to rock it out. If you're joining the lab and you are in for yourself, whether you got to put it on your credit card and like pay it off soon or whatever you got to do, I want to make sure that you are giving the possibility for yourself. Do not knock yourself out, right? This is Bravo by Lettucey. Hey. Everybody saying thank you to Zenoria's husband. Team, take action. Team, no excuses. So you can have fear. We move past fear. All right, we about to shut it down. This is our last song, y'all. So y'all gotta rock it out with me. You've been working hard. Yes, let me answer this question that Shahida said. So common sabotage statement is, aren't people already doing this? This has already been done, right? How many of you guys have felt like what Shahida is talking about? Like, people are already doing this. Most things are not a new idea. Like, lots of times, most things that we think we have to innovate and everything has to be brand new, most businesses are built on something that's already been done before. But what you're doing is bringing your unique self to it, right? You're bringing your unique self to it. So Shahida, whatever your service is, there are going to be some folks who want someone who looks just like you, who thinks just like you, who believes just like you, who does just like you in order to work with you. There are going to be people who are attracted to you based on who you are. They don't care if John is doing it too. Like, think about how many insurance agents there are, how many psychologists there are, how many fast food restaurants there are. They're all selling the exact same thing, but you go to them because you want that uniqueness that one provides. So Shahida, you have a uniqueness. Your package is going to be different than what anybody else could possibly put together, right? It is going to be you and you and you and you. So you got to recognize that the seeds that God has been planting in you all along are leading up to this exact moment where you can take that combination and you can then make your full garden. Nobody else's seeds are exactly the way that yours are. We are all that unique. Just at the tip of our, I can unlock my phone, right, with the tip of my finger. Nobody else can unlock my phone because it's my fingerprint. The same way, your uniqueness is going to be what unlocks your potential, what unlocks your idea. So, yeah, there'll be some other people that can do it very similar to you, but it doesn't matter, right? It's your uniqueness. So we're saying bravo, 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 bravo. All right. So I love all of you, especially you guys who stuck with me all the way to the end. Oh my God. We have been here 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like, give yourself. You guys actually have been here for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I am so humbled and so thankful. Thank you all so much for just really being here, for being engaging, for bringing your real fears to the front. Sometimes people hold back. They don't want to actually, they want to pretend that they don't have any fear. So I thank each and every one of you who has been vulnerable, who has stepped up and like, I really want to do this, but I'm afraid. I appreciate you being honest with yourself. All right, I appreciate that. So I love you all. Again, I am Zarinah El-Amin Naeem. I am your freedom business mentor and your reinvention strategist. Why? Because I believe that you have the God-given right to design your life exactly the way you want it to be. My job is to give you the structure and give you the support and give you the space in order to do that. So I'm excited to see all of you guys who are in the lab. I'll start working with you guys this week. You ladies, I told you my mother hates when I say you guys. So if you hate that, I'm sorry. I'm going to be working with you ladies this week, and let's get it done. All right, let's get it done. Have a beautiful day. Love you all. If you're in Michigan, come see me. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing too, Terry. You are amazing. Zenoria clapping it up. Lydia clapping it up. Awesome. Sister Lydia clapping it up. All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a beautiful day.